the Nichi Bei Weekly, the Nichi Bei Foundation, and their roots, their long, long roots here in the community as a media organization. And one of the things that I think you're going to be, talking about a little bit, Mike, is how they're branching out as well and finding new ways to reach new audiences and different types of people.
That's right, because the community that was once tied together despite language difficulties, language differences, and the distance, physical distance, right, by where we settled throughout the state and the country, is now being bridged through technology and the generational differences and distances that sometimes need to be bridged, because we are wanting to make sure that we connect those who are now more connected with what's called, quote, mainstream, with our traditional groups and populations, and we've got to make sure that we don't lose touch with that, because that's how we're here, and that's why we're here today. So we're going to talk about Nichi Bei Cafe, right, which is the newest online effort by Nichi Bei Times. Nichi Bei Cafe is right over there. I'm pointing straight at it right now. They have Mabo Tofu, is that right? Mabo Tofu?
Mabo Tofu at the Nichi Bei Cafe, and the regular Mabo Tofu, as many of you know in Japan, is made with meat, but they also have a soy version.
Yes.
So if you are a vegetarian or you just want to try something that's, maybe a little healthy, then you can try that over at the Nichi Bei Cafe.
And that inari sushi also, which a lot of people call the footballs, right? The little browns wrapped up, a little sweet, so it's good. We love that sushi out there. And Kota Morikawa, I believe, is the head chef over there. Kota was going to come over and talk with us a little bit, but I'm not sure if he can break away because that line was pretty long earlier. So we are going to call on the assistance of some of our friends in just a second. But the Nichi Bei Cafe, the monthly live stream, is produced by Greg Valoria. Greg is around here as well. He's got the cool shoulder camera set up, the cap, and he's been filming all around this festival. So do look for yourself to appear on YouTube somewhere in a positive fashion. Sometimes it's different. They have the hosts there, Ryan Yamamoto, Yuki Nishimura, and Julianne Ho. They all host there as part of the Nichi Bei Cafe outreach online in February of 2022, thanks to generous funding from Henry and Tomoya Takahashi Charitable Foundation, which folks in this community, they know those names well. The Nichi Bei launched an innovative program called Nichi Bei Cafe, which is a monthly live stream. It's dubbed a mixed plate of Japanese American news and culture. Anything called mixed plate, I'm in. I'm just in.
Mixed plate works for you.
Absolutely.
And I just want to, for some people who might be coming to this for the first time or hearing for the first time about the Nichi Bei, so my grandparents used to read the Nichi Bei as a newspaper.
Yes.
And then it went online. And now we have it not just as a newspaper, as a weekly and online, but also on YouTube. And that is where we'd like to bring in Ryan Yamamoto, Julianne Ho, and Yuki Nishimura. Is Yuki here too?
She's here.
Somewhere. She's floating around somewhere. I saw her with the bucket hat. But we'd like to bring on the people with the Nichi Bei Cafe. Can you give a round of applause, please, for Ryan Yamamoto and Julianne Ho? Thank you. I'll come on this side. And one of the things that I love about this is the range of different topics, the kind of people that you get onto the show, and just the really relaxed kind of conversation that you have. It's almost like you're sitting in my, in my kitchen, and I'm listening to you and having a conversation. So talk a little bit about the program and some of the things that people can maybe look forward to and expect.
Sure thing. Thank you guys so much for being here at the festival, first of all. This has been a really rewarding thing for us to plan. So yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. Nichi Bei Cafe, like was said, is a monthly live stream program. So we talk about just like events or programs or anything that's happening within the Japanese American community. And so, like for example, we for one of our food episodes, I think we went to Takahashi Market and Santo Market, and to like review the foods. And so that was the food episode, and we have a lot of good material on YouTube if you guys want to check it out. Yeah, do you want to talk?
Yeah, and with the cafe, we really want to make you feel like we're having a conversation with you. It's easy to read, it's not easy to read a newspaper, but you can always read a newspaper, but we want you to feel like you're in the cafe with us. We're just talking about the things that are going on, and we really hope that by watching the cafe, you can feel like part of our family. And if you don't currently watch the cafe and you're not currently subscribed to our YouTube channel, you can find the QR code at the Tofu Bucks booth or at the info booth. Go ahead and subscribe. The first 250 people who subscribe get a free bottle of shoyu. So, go ahead. And thank you everybody. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Hey, Brian, Julianne, I wanted to ask you guys, how many episodes roughly have you done so far?
So we're on our second season.
Yeah.
I believe that we're on our 5th episode of our second season.
Right on.
So I think we've done 12 of the first season. So 16.
So you guys already have a year under your belt.
Yeah, that's right.
Had a lot of episodes, a lot of different topics. What are, maybe for each of you, is there one or two that stuck out in your mind as, that was fun, that was challenging, that was interesting, something, that was something. It's a senior superlative of this. How about the most have you been nervous for anything?
Well, I'm nervous all the time, but
Okay.
for Nichi Bei Cafe.
That means you care. Did your parents tell you that?
yeah. But I mean, I think that the most memorable, the most fun episode that I've done is actually the one I just talked about, the food issue. Yeah. So the stories that we cover in Nichi Bei Cafe sort of act as an extension of the Nichi Bei News, our community newspaper. So it's really rewarding to go more in depth than the paper could in a video format.
Like you said, we want you to read our newspaper. We do cover a lot of the same things, but with the cafe, we get another level. We get to the personal level with a lot of the stories. We get to talk to a lot of the people. For example, with that food episode, we talked to Santo Market, who I grew up in San Jose, Japantown. Miss Lynn was my preschool teacher, part of the Santo family. And it was really rewarding to see that, hear them talk about their journey with Santo Market. Yeah, I think it might not be the most nervous thing that I had, but it's definitely something that was very rewarding for me.
And one thing I wanted to ask you too is, oftentimes we're seeing a lot of people who are, migrating onto the online platforms and things like that. And how has it been actually being on the flip side of it? I mean, oftentimes people are there looking at their phones, but how has it been being on the other side of it, kind of coming up with the ideas? And also, are there any particular people or guests that you want to have on that you can kind of preview for some of the people here?
Ryan can speak to that. I'm fairly new to the cafe, but I do want to shout out to him and to our producer Greg. They both are creative geniuses, and I'm very thankful to both of them for having me. Greg's not even paying attention to me. Wow.
Greg's busy doing his thing. Greg Valoria, everyone, right over there.
Everybody give it up for Greg. And I also want to shout out one more person, our secondary producer, Max Nihei. So everybody give a round of applause for him. He does a lot of work for the cafe, and he's spent a lot of hours editing our episodes, no matter how unfortunate they may be. So yeah, thank you guys. As for certain guests, I don't think we have anybody certain in mind right now, but the creative genius behind Cafe is really with our boss, Kenji Taguma. So yeah, all of the stream of ideas come from him, and so we really have him to thank for this program.
So these are the faces behind the Nichi Bei Cafe and the creative geniuses. And if anybody has an idea for them, come up, talk to them, or go onto the Nichi Bei website and you can click on the link to be able to see this program. But wonderful job that you guys are doing. It's so exciting to see the cafe. And check it out, everyone, Nichi Bei Cafe. Thank you so much.
All right. They won't do it, but this is the way I used to see all YouTube subscription services. Hey guys, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Nichi Bei Cafe. If you go over to Tofu Bucks, right there where it's sold exclusively at the festival. And, oh, ooh, look out. Tofu behind me. The Tofu Bucks, for those of you who just joined us, That's the only money that is spent at these vendors here for the food booths. You have to go buy your tofu bucks here at the festival. They're used exclusively at this festival. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 tofu buck, $1. The most expensive dish we have, I believe, is $10 for the mabo tofu. We go down to $2 for some of the smaller dishes and other sweets and confectionaries here. So make sure you go over there, and at that table, as you're buying your tofu bucks, you also scan the QR code. That's pretty hip. And it'll get you a subscription over there to the YouTube channel. If they have not already reached that 250 subscriber number, you will get a bottle of tofu.
A free bottle of shoyu. Which for some of you might not know, shoyu is the Japanese word
for soy sauce. And then also, it's not just a bottle, it's a full bottle.
It is. Not a little packet.
That's right.
And also, I think one of the wonderful things I love about this festival is when you're going and you're supporting these different groups, you're supporting local businesses.
Yes.
You're supporting our community. You're supporting the Nichi Bei. So not only are you getting these amazing treats and getting to sample and try these different foods, but you are also helping to be part of the core that supports our community. And that is really a wonderful thing. So thanks for being here.